Okay, so hopefully I am doing okay in my competition with the opening noise. Okie dokie. I think we can all agree that the video is, these anime videos are beautiful. They really are something else. Absolutely stunning. Okie dokie. So right, I'm gonna skip this because I've seen it like 1,000 times. So I'm still trying to get the hang of how to do this properly, so if you have any suggestions in the chat, please do let me know. So we're going to continue our game, and because this is an older JRPG, I have to remember that the O button is the forward, circle button is forward, not the X button. So the last time we left off, we were hopefully going to take care of this Sylph. We're gonna go find Sylph. Oh, hello, what's this? Don't take those whirlwinds lightly. Good old Plath. Kless, they're dangerous. Well, if you walked into one, the least you could happen is you'd get shredded into a fresh pile of man-burger. Man, this guy's just got away with words, hasn't he? Why is something like that here? Ugh. I'd say they're likely to be the product of the Spirit of Wind's madness. Okay, so I lost the stream from last time, I'm afraid. Well, I have a recording, but the my commentary is non-existent, so I don't know. Whoa, no, I just got blown away! Ow, ow, ow! Well, that's not very nice, is it? How much HP did I lose? Oh, not that much. I'm okay. Okay, so I can go... Oh, random encounter time. You know, I think there's a reason random encounters don't really exist in games anymore. Oh no, what am I doing? No, I'm pressing the wrong button. There you go, that's more like it. Deep and misty. Oh, she's gonna charge me. Give me some extra TP. Yaha! Cloth is just the most useless character. He does nothing, absolutely nothing at this point. I'm sure at some point he becomes useful, but thus far, nothing. Oh, come on. I was really hoping there'd be some way for me to get through that. Okay, so apple gel. I might need to use one of those. No, I'm okay for now. What I would be able to use is some TP. I can't get past this. I think that path is closed to me. Faster, Edu! It's amazing how weak the other two characters are, like Mint and Clark. They are so weak. Maybe I just suck nuts at this game, but whatever. In any event. There you go, that's more like it. Sorry for the clicky buttons on the controller, they are very loud. I'm aware of it, it's just this is a cheap Power-A controller. Ugh. Sorry, I've got to just kind of set myself up right here. It's a cheap Power-A controller, wired one. It's not ideal, but you know, it's what I've got, so I'm not going to complain too much. I like most of it, it's the D-pad that really gets me. Not the D-pad, sorry, the buttons. The D-pad's fine, the analog sticks are fine, it's just the actual buttons are incredibly loud. Clickety-clack and all that. Alright, oh look, Clark's actually getting stuck in for once. Normally he just stands at the back and lets me do all the work. There you go, good old Clark took care of business. Sprite work in this is phenomenal, it's kind of nice chibi style, which I'm not usually a massive fan of, but in this instance, I do like it. I think it's very good. Man, it's such a beautiful game, the sound design is so great, it really is. So I'm guessing we don't really have a choice, so before I go into this tunnel, I think if I use a couple of apple gels just to boost us up a bit. There's also a cooking function. What can we make? Ooh, French toast. I think we will. Looks like it's about done. Okay, cool. So, okay, so until you make it. Okay, so each cooking thing has a different outcome. So this is different from Exilia. In Exilia, you get sort of battle upon battle benefits. Okay, so there's some really fierce-looking wind over there. Ooh, and a save point. No, don't die. Okay, good. I could use that. So let's create another save file, but we'll do a separate slot from the one we just used. There we go. So, the other way, in fact the main way that I play video games, which unfortunately is no good for streaming, is on my PS Vita, and I finished, finally, Final Fantasy VI yesterday, so I got to sit through the like 35-minute finishing credits. I mean, it was phenomenally good, I'm not gonna lie. And so I finished that, and I was really happy about that. I mean, it's been a slog, not a slog, that's not fair. The last bit of the game is just phenomenally, like, a really engaging finish. But there's a kind of slower point in the World of Ruin, where you feel like you're not quite sure what you should be doing, and I think that's problematic for me. It's a very old school JRPG type thing. You know, they just won't tell you what you need to do. And this looks like what I should be doing. And so I stalled out a bit at that point, but because it's a game that I was playing on my PS Vita, I could carry it around with me, and it was quite nice to just to have that, not luxury I guess, but the ability to just, you know, I went to Texas a few days ago for a wedding, and it was nice on this really long car journey when I wasn't driving to just whip out the PS Vita and do a couple of hours of playing. And the handy thing about playing it on the PS Vita as well is, you know, one of the downsides of these older games is that oft you have the downside of having to grind a lot, which I didn't really find was the case with Final Fantasy VI, and given how easy the final battle was with Kefka, it was it wasn't too tough, which leads me to believe that I was probably over-leveled. I'm not sure, I mean, I don't know what over-leveling looks like, but by the end of the game it was, I wouldn't say a cakewalk, but it was pretty easy. Anyway, so it was nice to just be able to, you know, oh wow, that's an effect. Reminds me of Time and Eternity. Yeah, it's nice to be able to like whip something out like that and get that sort of grinding stuff done, which you know, I can't imagine ever playing that on the SNES or the PlayStation, because as an adult who's married, I don't have the luxury of being able to sit there and, you know, in front of a TV specifically and play for hours on end. I mean, I really do find my playtime is sort of squeezed in amongst other things. You know, I might drive somewhere and have a short wait, and that's when I get like 10 minutes play here and there, which is problematic with the older JRPGs because they don't always tell you what you need to be doing. There's no like quest tracking thing, so I've resorted to keeping notes on my phone or even writing stuff down. But it's, you know, it's these things are, I mean, they're classics for a reason, right? And one of the things I really like about Final Fantasy VI was just the richness of story. I think it was just so rewarding. Very different game design from what we see these days. Now, since finishing that, I am. Oh, here we go. Next bit. Man, there are loads of these leeches. There are just tons of them. I wonder if I do one of these. There you go, that should take care of a few of them. Deep missed you. Oh, fantastic. I feel like a real hero when I've got her watching my back. There you go. So, yeah, just finished Final Fantasy VI and then thought I would give Suikoden a try. So, I started up a game of Suikoden on the PS Vita today, and thus far I'm really liking it. You can tell it's slightly older. Some of the quality of life improvements that we've sort of come to expect from JRPGs obviously just don't exist. I'm going to engage these people in battle, these sylphs. Some of the quality of life stuff doesn't exist because, you know, it just didn't exist back then. So there's no like sprint when you're moving around the map. But you know, the sound design is just something else. It really is, and I find it quite remarkable thus far that it's very unlike PlayStation RPGs that I've played in the past. You know, sort of with the PlayStation, with being a CD system, we kind of expect it to be very sort of CD driven with fancy FMV scenes. I think we were spoiled with Final Fantasy VII, or you know, later ones where we saw, and even the Final Fantasy VI remake for the PS Vita, PS1. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying it. I like the combat system a lot. The music is just phenomenal. There's some really good tracks in there, which I just think are phenomenal. So I'm not going to complain on any level on that front. The only thing I'd say is that it suffers much like Breath of Fire. It's quite slow just to get around, and the combat system. I'm so glad it has an auto battle feature, or like an auto turn feature, which just allows, you know, the game to get along at a fair clip without getting too bogged down in minutia. Because for the most part, especially when you're on the overworld, you're fighting sort of weaker enemies, and you know, it's nice to be able to just clip to get through those at a fair clip. This game, the one downside I'd say so far that I've noticed is you've got a relatively high encounter rate, and but at the same time, a lot of the fights are not particularly like tough. So I suspect, you know, there's a sort of kind of resistance within the game itself where you're just sort of like, you wish that you could. I mean, look, this dude can sprint like nobody's business. Let me just come and get this chest. Oh, random encounter. But yeah, I mean, like, most of the fights have been pretty, I wouldn't say dull, but they're not particularly challenging. They just require a lot of input from me as the player. But you know, like this, I'm not a huge like Tales of fan, or not fan, but like I haven't played a lot of them. I've played Tales of Xillia for probably about 12 hours, and I really enjoyed it. But then, as I was playing it, I was figuring, well, you know, I'd rather capture it with capture the footage, and I don't have a game capture card yet, so I think I'll hold off playing the PS3 games until, you know, until I can. I just did exactly the thing I shouldn't have done. Damn it, I'm such an idiot, honestly. So yeah, Tales of Xillia, I probably won't carry on playing that. In fact, I'll probably restart once I've got a capture device, so that I can actually, because I like to keep track of what I've done, and I quite like doing this. I mean, not too many people watch this, and not too many people engage with me, but I don't know, you know, it feels a little bit less like I'm just some loser sat in the dark playing video games, you know, my wife shouting at me kind of thing. It feels slightly more kind of community driven. So yeah, I'm saying a lot, aren't I? So let me start again. So Xillia's on the back burner for now, and I thought, you know, I really want to play them in order. In truth, I think one of the problems with some of these older series is once you play the latest ones, or like even relatively recently released ones like Xillia, you just get so used to the graphics, you get so used to little quality of life improvements, that it gets really hard to step back in time And I'm finding this with Breath of Fire, which I've got on the Nintendo Switch as part of the SNES free stuff. You know, like if you have a Nintendo Online subscription, and it's the little things. It's the inability to run on the map. It's the lack of clear direction sometimes of what to do. It's the sometimes frankly awful translations, which can be both charming and just an absolute nightmare sometimes. So there's that. I think so. You know, rather than spoil myself with a really nice, well-developed Tales of game, it's nice to go back right to the start, so my expectations only get better as time goes by, and I get to see the improvements. Whereas go the other way, which is, you know, oh, I know what the you know, I know what the end goal is supposed to look like, and then going back and playing, oh, look at that design, just look at that, oh my gosh, such attention to detail, honestly. Oh, hello. Sylph isn't here. Maybe she's hiding from the miasma. Okay, so I need to try and get rid of the miasma, I'm guessing. So, I'm saying again a lot, excuse me. As I was saying, the nice thing about playing them in order, or in chronological order at least, is to say, okay, I can see where this series started, I can understand how it developed and what the changes were that were made. You can also understand why. The trouble is going backwards is that you get to a point sometimes where you play a game and it's just so awkward, you know, and you just it gets, you're fighting the game itself, and even if you really want to enjoy it, you're just finding it, the little quality of life changes that, you know, that we've come to take for granted, frankly. They just aren't there. And I mean, it's, like, one thing about Suikoden, for instance, I'll give you as an example, is you know, inventory management. You have this sort of individual inventory, and you have to hand things from person to person, and it gets really clunky at points. Now, it's not always a problem, but you know, my experience of JRPGs is largely that you have just a giant inventory that everybody shares, and you know, we all just kind of draw from that inventory together, and that's the end of it. Whereas, you know, this just, oh, hang on, there's a lot of miasma there. Am I supposed to just fight my way through it? I mean, it seems so. Let me just kill more slugs, or leeches, sorry, they're not slugs, they're leeches. So yeah, I mean, it's things like that where, you know, once you have great inventory, you never want to go back. And, you know, my first sort of pixel style JRPG that I played start to finish was Final Fantasy VI. So, I mean, I've played a lot of partial games, so I'm very good at, like, starting these things and not finishing them, but I'm trying to change that, and I think the streams help me with that, and you know, recording footage and stuff gives me a sense of, you know, you want to just start something, you want to finish it, because you want to have a complete video series, so to speak. Oh man, this is awful. I feel like I'm just going to die here. Okay, so yeah, this is not working for me. Let me try. I don't think I have any. Oh no, I think I'm going to die. My gosh. Well, that was not good, was it? So, oh, Kless is going to die for sure. Let's see if I've got anything to... Okay, I'll use a melange gel. And I'll use one on cloth as well. I mean, I don't... You know what? Cloth doesn't need one. He never gets into fights. I'll do the fighting. That's it. Good old Mint. She'll take care of us. So, yeah. As I was saying... Once you've enjoyed the benefits of a shared inventory, it's very tough to go back and play something with that really sort of pernickety movement of items. I think Breath of Fire has the same problem, if I remember correctly. And it's just unnecessary, you know. So I don't know. Oh, where am I now? Isn't that where I ran? Oh, hang on. Whoa, this place matches all the descriptions I've heard about Daimonium. The miasma down here is thick enough to suggest the great demons from there have found a way up here. If we meet any, just run away. Okay, that's good advice. Oh, hang on. Who's this guy? He looks like an elf. Mint, what should we do? That's simple. We'll suffocate these things by cutting off the source of the miasma. Okay, so... Oh, at least there's a safe point. Alright. Okay, so, sorry, that bonk noise is me hitting the desk with my armchairs. So yeah, you know, and I think this game is very much at the pinnacle of the pixel art type JRPGs. So you've got all the bells and whistles like a run, for instance. Oh, no, okay, the advice was to just run away. So I'm gonna just run away from the lizard man. Run! No! Oh. Oh, no, run away. Oh, God. The lizard men were too fast. They were just too quick for us. We didn't have a chance. Not a chance. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's a game over screen. We don't want to see that, do we? Oi.
彼らの行方を知る者は誰もいなかった。
いなかった。Alright, so let's just go to our last save file and see if we can grizz our way through this. So yeah, at the moment, as I say, Suikoden being played on the PS Vita because, you know, it's my little mobile way of playing. It's really handy. Oh, come on. Damned random encounters. The Hellmaster. I don't want to fight him. Just run away. No. Okay, good. Man, that guy looks deranged, doesn't he? Okay, so, playing Suikoden on the handheld. Because, you know, I have to play games on the handheld. Yeah, all the married men out there will understand. Sadly, saying to your wife, I need to sit down at the TV and play video games for hours. It's just not good enough. So, I just hope it's not lizard men. Oh, they're so fast. Okay, faster. Okay, quick. And it's... Oh my gosh, that was so close. I feel like maybe I should be grinding more. Okay, I can use the pickaxe on this. What's this? Quite a talisman. What does a talisman do? It increases defense by... this doesn't really do anything for me. Poor Cloth, he's seen better days. Let's see. Oh, I've got a life bottle, but feels like I'd be wasted on him at this point. Oh no, not this again. Run away from the Hellmaster and his crazy deranged look. I love the little ghosts though, that is so cute. No, summon demon, no. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at that animation. Are we all dead? Again. Come on. There's gotta be some way to get through this. Damn miasma bollocks. Okay.
その後、彼らの行方を知る者は
yes, mate.
誰もいなかった。
Ninakata. I feel like I'm gonna get to know those words off by heart. Alright, I'm not doing something must be going wrong at some point. So maybe there's some kind of like anti-miasma item that I just haven't got. Why don't we load up a little bit back? And we'll see what we do. It's just really frustrating when you do this sort of thing where you're constantly dying and it doesn't really seem that it's for anything. Okay, so I was able to get around by going that way. I was able to come around. That still didn't help me. Oh wow, Living Dead. These guys look like they've seen better days. There we go, just poke him with a sword, that's it. The good news is these guys aren't particularly fast, so the animation is so cute. I mean, it's wonderful. So yeah, this is sort of, I would say, the pinnacle. The music is really great. The animation is wonderful. I don't know about the design yet, but the character design is certainly really good, and I like this sort of the way that they've developed these games. To say this is the first in the series, I mean, obviously this is a much later remake of the original, which was released on the SNES or the Super Famicom. It's nice to be able to pick something up and really, you know, get a sense of what, you know, what the top end, if you will, of the genre looked like at a given period of time. Man, now there's loads of these Living Dead guys. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just use my... That does loads of damage. I like that. It's my favourite art so far, is the Alpha Strike. Dude, Cloth, you should get back. You are no good at this. Why are they waiting into the battle? They should just stay back. You know. There you go, I've taken care of him. I've used all my TP, but she gave me 7 back. Handy. Oh man. Okay, so I'm hoping either I'm going to grind and get strong enough to fight things, which I'm not supposed to do according to the game. Alright, let's see. Acquired a magic lens. It doesn't help us, because that just tells us what an enemy can and can't do. Down here there was a chest, I remember. And a random encounter, apparently. That's good fun. Oh, it's these leeches again. Poor Kless, he's the leading edge of this whole enterprise. He does all the work. And these two clowns just tag along behind, especially Clark. He doesn't bugger all for anybody. Useless swine. So yeah. I am enjoying this game, to be fair. I think there's like this miasma dungeon is kicking my ass at the moment. It'd be nice if that wasn't quite so frustrating. But as I say, you know, some of these old JRPGs, they didn't hold your hand, you know. Which I find remarkable because, you know, with older titles, they often made the games like really, really tough because the game was only 2 hours long and they needed you to play it, you know, for hundreds of hours so that you could feel like you got your money's worth. But now, you know, so back then, you know, you just create these ludicrous scenarios where you'd spend hours and hours and hours wandering around labyrinths, like you did in, say, Phantasy Star or something like that, right? And you know, that was you getting your money's worth, or you would get advice from like a magazine or from a guide. You know, this is before the internet. And you know, I remember when I was a kid in the mid-90s, you know, you would go down to your newsagents and you'd buy a magazine, you know, which would tell you, you know, what was coming out this month, and you know, there was tips and tricks on how to beat certain games. Not that I had any of those consoles or anything, because I was you know, we were relatively poor. we didn't have the luxury of fancy consoles that cost a fortune. I mean, a PlayStation cost almost a month's salary. You know, it was just never going to happen. Like Sega Mega Drive we had in South Africa. So yeah, you know, and it's all fine and dandy that these magazines existed. But back in the day, you know, if you didn't have access to you didn't have access to the internet, but if you didn't have, I'm just going to equip the kite shield. I think it's going to give me a fighting chance. If you didn't have access to those magazines, you just wouldn't know. And you know, I'm sure I could look up a guide right now. I mean, in this age of the internet, I could look up a guide, and it shouldn't be too much trouble to But you know, to some degree, I feel like it subverts the original intention of the creators. You know, they would design this for an audience that was supposed to struggle their way through it. I mean, I hear stories of people playing Phantasy Star 1, you know, and just the absolute nightmares of getting trapped in these labyrinths where you're just constantly being, like, games that are tough, you know, where you're just being chipped away at slowly. Man, this peepit thing is kicking the crap out of us. Say it's a little white bird, it's mental. So, yeah, I mean, you know, you hear stories about Phantasy Star 1, people with graph paper mapping out labyrinths that they're in, and, you know, I was playing Dragon Quest on my phone, actually, of all places. I'm not much of a mobile phone gamer, but I was playing it on there because, you know, I had it, and there's no way I can sneak past there. It's going to push me into the whirlwind. So, you know, I was playing Dragon Quest 1, and like the amount of grinding you have to do, the game is really, really brutal. I mean, it's nice that it doesn't really punish you for dying. It just takes you back to the castle, but it's just so frustrating. It just feels like you're spending all your time going around trying to gain XP, and there's no real sense of like when you've hit the mark and you know that, okay, well, I've done enough mindless grinding and fought enough Drakkies or whatever. Put it this way, it just wouldn't work these days. It just would not work. People are not patient enough anymore, and I think it's because, you know, by creating a game with that sort of grind in it, you pad out time. You just simply make the game take longer. You know, it's that simple. And that's fine. You know, it's a design philosophy. It was informed by its time. I mean, I don't like it. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad we don't have games like that anymore so much. I mean, we still do to some degree, but you know, I like the fact that generally speaking, games are designed to be finished, you know, relatively naturally. That the developmental curve of your party is such that you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours and hours, you know, really just pushing through what is oftentimes unpleasant, for the sake of, you know, to say, oh well, you know, I guess I've got my characters up to level 99 now or something like that. It just isn't worth it to my mind. And I think the older I get, the less time I have. You know, when I was a kid, I had the hours and hours and hours and hours to, you know, I was at school and stuff like that. I had the hours to sort of really dedicate to getting good at a game. You know, and the older you get, the less of that time you have, and so you have to make really important choices about how you play. So, for instance, you know, Final Fantasy VI, okay, a lot of random encounters or whatever. I had to make the informed decision that man, that effect really makes my eyes hurt. Yes, I also think we can push it around. Ah, what hole? I don't see what hole he's talking about. Apparently there's a hole. Maybe it's that pit he's talking about, the one that's... Oh, not this again. Oh, living dead. Okay, I need some health. I mean, chances are she'll probably first aid me anyway, but I don't want to take a chance. There you go, that's more like it. I'll just stab him. There you go. There you go. Good old Mint. First aiding us all the way to the bank. So yeah, you know, I had to, when it came to playing Final Fantasy VI, I made a decision. You know, I look at how long to beat. See, it's a roughly 40-hour game. 40 hours? No, surely can't be that long. Whatever, X number of hours. And then I say to myself, well, do I have that time? Can I map that time out for, you know? There you go. Now what happens? Oh, thank goodness, that's how it works. Okay, so I missed this little puzzle bit first where they say that. That's my fault. Well, my fault. It wasn't signposted. Good, alright, so miasma's now gone, so I know how to stop miasma. Oh man, many giant leeches. Full many. So yeah, I mean, you know, I make those decisions. One of the game types that I really like are your sort of indie one and done experiences. Your sort of what came of Edith Finch, I think, what remains of Edith Finch. I enjoyed that, you know. On a Sunday afternoon I played it from start to finish. It was fun. It was a nice story. You play it once, you're done with it, you're never going to play it again. And that's it. So I really like games like that. But then, you know, my natural tendency is towards games that are very narratively rich. And I think that's the trouble for me, is the fact that, you know, you're not pushing me down there, not this time, Chief. So, you know, my natural tastes are such that... Oh, here we go again. So this place matches descriptions I've heard about Daemonium. The miasma down here is thick enough to suggest great demons have found a way up here. If we immediately just run away, we steamroll all the seconds. We'll suffocate these fiends by cutting off the source of the miasma. So if I see a hole in the ground with a bubbly pit, then I know what to do. Okay, so I'm just going to create another save slot. This is the reason why we never create only one save slot, because we couldn't have done what we did earlier, gone back. We would have been screwed. That is JRPG 101 right there. So this is the bit where we just hope we can get away in time from the lizard men. Run! Okay, quick. There you go, we escaped. Good. Alright. So, you know, as I was saying, sometimes it's nice to play shorter experiences because you can, you know, get them done, one and done, finished, that's it. You don't have to... Okay, so here's a pit, which means that there must be a stone around here somewhere. I think we saw it last time. You know, you play them once, and then when you're done, you never play them again. You know, I don't see any virtue in replaying what remains of Edith Finch. The story is the story. The gameplay itself is not... I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's not... There's nothing in it that, you know, convinces me that I need Mint to be alive, because I need her to be able to cast her health spells, and I need to put... do I have any... I don't think I have any... Ah, here we go. Holy bottle. A holy aura surrounds the... Oh, damn it, I just used the second one. Okay, so... Where's this bolt? Oh, there it is, there it is. So... Oh, crap. No. You son of a gun. Oh, I've got to go all the way around. That's not good. Ugh. Not this nonsense again. Okay, these are living dead. I can actually fight them. So, no, you know what? I'm just going to run away. There you go. Just get some first aid. Hang on, wait for her to... There you go. Heedy. She must have got a new spell, because she didn't have that before. She only had first aid before. Okay, so I need to swing around and grab that boulder and carry on dragging it through. No, it's stuck. Oh, come on. You bastard. Oh, Scheiße. Plucksome. Right, so now I've got to work my way back around and hopefully not run into anything that'll kill me. But anyway, at least we know where the bloody thing is now. Right, let's run away from the lizard man quickly. Okay, don't know what that's for, but whatever. Yeah, so, you know, what remains of Edith Finch, games like that. Fantastic for a sort of one-off experience, you know. A good afternoon game, you know, you finish it, that's it, chances are I'll never revisit it, which is perfectly fine. Like, nobody says games have to be infinitely replayable. I think, in fact, that's probably one of the problems with modern game design, is this games as live service obsession part of the issue with it, is that it really wants you to keep investing your time. Oh, come on, you bastards. Damn it all. Well, that didn't end the way we wanted to. Great, yet another death. But at least we know where to get the rock, and we know not to take it the way that I thought I could take it. That's good. Yes. So, yeah, you know, it's good to have variety in games, and I'm currently drinking a Crackberry Bishop Cider Company. This is Texan cider, I believe. Yeah. Alright, let's try that again, shall we? So, for those who don't know, I live in California. I'm drinking, I've just finished a Texas cider because I was there a few days ago for a wedding. It is lots of fun. I enjoyed it immensely. I do like Texas, it's a fun place. Oh, not this guy again. Quick, run, run! Quickly before he summons a demon. No, good. Oh my gosh. I wonder if I just attack him, because he doesn't seem particularly tough, that bloke. Alright, so I'm going to go this way around, aren't I? Oh, that was it. I need to take that item, the holy bottle. No! Okay. There it is. What? Boom, there you go. It hasn't faded. Which makes me believe that there's another one of these. Ugh. Not more of this nonsense. I should have bought like 1,000 bloody potions. Spent every penny I had on potions. Should have stayed in that battle a little bit longer to get the healing, but there's no point because I just lose the HP as soon as so it's better that she hangs on to her TP than spend it pointlessly. Okay, so if I come up this way, aha, so I think I used the rock that should have been used. Okay, so maybe I used the rock in the wrong place, because it might be, aha, no, hang on, oh, come on. I could have sworn I pushed into the rock and then pressed A. Okay, so run away because it's a lizardman. Quick. There you go. She just wasted some TP on that. Because I'll just lose those HP before I get a chance to... Okay, so grab it and then drag it. Okay, so it's only a short trip, this one. That's it. Yes, it's fading. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so let's see how we're doing. Okay, we're still not in great shape, but we're alive, and that's the important thing. So let's see. Let's explore this level a little bit more, now that we're not bleeding HP at every turn. So that's just a circular area. Maybe I can get back to the... there it is, I'll just save point quickly. Alright. Wow. That was a bit dicey, wasn't it? Yeah, these older games can be unforgiving, you know, and I'm sure this isn't the most difficult one. I'm sure there are far tougher JRPGs out there. And I would rather not play them, to be honest, because for me, I just get deeply frustrated. Okay, I think we've cleared this level, so that means the miasma should now be gone. So if I go up here, aha, see, the sylph creature things are now gone, and hopefully the whirlwinds are gone too. Yes, well, the miasma has been capped and whatever escape should have dissipated by now. So let's go find her. Bartage hangs on suspension bridges. Yep, let's go. Okay, what I want to do is, there was a chest here somewhere. I believe it was here. That's the one. Oh, come on. Random encounters, dude. Really? And it's these damn peepits, which are remarkably strong. Oh, Cloth, you suck nuts. I should have just used an art on him at the start of the battle, but I'm sure I can resuscitate him or whatever it is when I get to a safe point or something. So yeah, acquired a charm bottle. Okie dokie. So as for me, I am off to Britain in, what is it, 2 or 3 days, I think Wednesday, today's Saturday. So I won't be streaming much while I'm away. I'll be in the UK and then I'll be in Greece. Ah, damn it. That's it. That's it. Take him down. I love the way Cloth's like a little ghost is just like floating along quite happily. It's just such a ludicrous notion. Absolutely idiotic in some respects. Okay, let's see if I've got a life bottle that I can use on the old boy, because I feel bad for him. He's just floating along. And maybe I have an apple gel. Do I? No, I have a melange gel. I'll use that on Kless. Okie dokie. So, we need to go to the suspension bridge now, which is up this way. Y'all come back now. Alright. This, I just love this. Look at that background. Look at the way it scans, and look at the way the bridge reacts. Look at the little, as you walk over the bridge, just look at the little bits scattering off, and the grass blowing in the wind, and man, it's just something else. There's such attention to detail in these old games. Right, Sylph should be here now, so we've been told, and there's nothing but a tree. Oh, there she is. Happy days. Well, she looks just like all the other ones. You are the ones who stopped the plasma flow, aren't you? Well, yes. Ruler of Wings, I wish to establish a pact with you as per the ancient rites of the ring. Impressive, Saul says. The patterns tattooed on your body, a pleasant sign of your ritual, and the surge I feel from your ring. You prepare yourself well for summoning your body and mind. Then I shall assist you. Oh, but before we conduct the rite of the pact, I have a request to make of you. Spirit asking in favour of a human. Yes, but this matter is of concern to you as well. Though you may establish pacts with us, it will be for naught but afore long. I do not understand. What do you mean? Mana, the source of our vitality and the source of magic, is rapidly fading from the world. In due time it shall be completely lost. What? Are you saying that both spirits and magic will soon cease to exist? Yes, she's just literally said that. How can this be? You can learn more in the Forest of Spirits, where the world tree Yggdrasil grows. Again, relatively common trope. Take this orb, it'll enable you to meet the tree's guardian spirit. With her to guide you, you may be able to prevent our destruction. Cloth, ... I understand. We'll go as soon as possible. Oh, but before I forget, I have one more thing to ask. Have you seen a girl wandering around here all by herself lately? It may sound inconsequential, but this is important. You're the only humans I've seen across the valley within the last several months. Oh, okay, that's all I can say. I see. Let us now establish the pact to present the opal ring. Here and now I offer my request to the Spirit of Wind. The covenant of the ring, may the spirit obey me. My name is Cloth. And so Sylph is bound to him. Awesome, huh? Cool, this is the first spirit we've fused with, or whatever it is. Cloth can now summon Sylph. Ace. Acquired the elemental orb. Cloth has earned the title Tamer. Oh, that triumphant little jingle. How great is that, huh? Alright. So, Cloth's the man. Well, let's apply the title. So, Kless so far, he's got Swordsman. Mint's got Priestess. Cloth has got Magic Scholar or Tamer. Henpecked Man. I prefer that one. I'm going to use Henpecked Man. I think that actually works better for me. That's my jam. Alright, let's see. So, the girl's nowhere to be found here, so there's got to be a way to find her somewhere. Alright, let's go here, save the game, because we don't want to be... go back. There we we go. Better. Why won't it let me say? There it is. Okay. You've got to be exactly on it. Pinpoint accuracy. Alright, so I'm gonna save this game. I'm gonna stop playing in a minute. I just wanna push the story forward a little bit more, and then we'll call it a night. I have to get up early in the morning and drive to Los Angeles again, which I'm not looking forward to because it's a nightmare. To visit somebody in the hospital, and then drive back again. So that's going to be most of the day. Here we go. Bart, were you successful? The wind suddenly went back to how it used to be, as it should. And about my daughter, doesn't seem like she went into the valley. After Sulph regained her senses, she mentioned that nobody has gone to the place for months. I see. Where in the world could she be? Where are you, Arch? Please don't lose hope. We'll ask about your daughter as we travel. I'm sure she'll turn up. Maybe she's a recruitable NPC. That'd be pretty cool. Bartio is like, thanks. He's got like such awesome Bob Ross hair. Now let's do as Sulph said and get to the Forest of Spirits place. I believe it's south of Belladam. Okay, cool. Yeah, cloth. Okay, so what I want to do is just quickly check my map. Items. I have a world map somewhere. Channeling world map. There we go. So village of Belladam is there. I am near the town of Harmel, so I need to go south. Okie dokie. Alright, let's see what they have to say.
マナが失われるなど、エレメントオーブがあれば世界中の精霊と話せるんですよね。
精霊の森へ行って詳しい話を聞きましょう。
あ、そうだ。
Okay. There we go. Oh, come on, I thought it was transitioning to the map. But of course I didn't have that luck. Oh, he's using stealth again. This dude is just caning. Well, finally, Cloth is doing something. I mean, maybe he's a bit heavy-handed. He doesn't really need to be using his Mega Sylph powers every 5 seconds, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. Alright, let's see. Now, there was a little path we haven't tried here yet. Let's see. I love this piece of music. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Pythons. Sylph again. There you go. She took care of business right there. Whoops. Guess I overdid it. Yeah, no. Yeah, nice one, Cloth. Very much a zero to hero story. Oh, come on. Alright, so let's kill these. There you go. Sylph will take care of it. Suruf! That's so cool. I like how when I change my shield, the actual animation in the battle scenes changes as well. That's pretty awesome, to be honest. It's little details, that's what it's all about, little details, honestly. It's what makes JRPG so awesome. Oh, Well, I feel like we found the home of grinding. Alright, let's push forward and do this alpha strike thing. There you go. Oh wow, Mint's the one who got the killing blow. Good for you. You did do it. Well done. She looks like a nurse in that outfit. Little hat, you know. Alright, let's see how we're getting on. That should pop us out into the... No, still not onto the world map. Where... Oh! Acquired some beef. Acquired some cheese. Oh... Random encounters. Now that's something I do like about Tales of Exilia immensely. There are none of these. Swords gonna kick butt. Oh man, that boggle got me good. Deep missed you. Gotta hydrate, man. It's night time here, but it's still bloody hot. Oh. Sometimes it would be nice to not do random encounters. How about that? I wonder why random encounters were sort of used in the first place. There must be some reason for it. You know, I'd be interested to know the history of random encounters, because they've more or less faded from game design. I mean, unless the game chooses to be purposefully old school, you know, something like Octopath Traveler, which by the way is amazing. I have that game. I haven't played too much of it, but thus far I love it. It's just I've had other priorities. It's one of them things. I bought it, played a little bit, and I was like, this is ace. And then I was like, I haven't got the time to commit to the story because I was busy with other things at the time. But definitely, I think maybe on this trip I should give it a shake. But as I said, I've started playing Suikoden, so now I'm kind of, I wouldn't say I'm committed to playing Suikoden, but I'm really enjoying it, so I don't want to stop playing Suikoden. Man, the game was so highly rated. Like, people lose their shit over Suikoden. Like, they really do. They just can't get enough of it. And I always thought, man, it's just hype. You know, can't be legit. You know, it's got to be because people just over. Maybe it's just a nostalgia trip or whatever. But I mean, despite all its, I feel like it's overdoing it itself. Despite its shortcomings, and it does have shortcomings, it really is a good game. I mean, it really is. There's just no two ways about it. So, yeah. Anyway, it's just such a great game. Thus far, who knows? Maybe I end up hating it because at some point they just ruined it. Okay, so this is the town of Euclid. No, Belladam. Village of Belladam. Okay. Oh, here's a little tune again. This is so good. All right. Look at those fish animation. Oh, seriously. I mean, they just... I know that nowadays we have like really intense graphics, you know, we can like make stuff look super realistic, etc. But why does it just not feel as good as this? I don't know what it is, but these worlds just feel so much more carefully crafted. You know, because I think the lack of just ready-made assets meant that you couldn't just like drag and drop stuff into what can I do here? Oh, I can sell stuff. Let me sell the amber cloak. Oh, I should put that on him. Let's see. Round shield, I want to sell that. Yes, what else do I want to sell? Liqueur bottle. Talisman. You know, I'm not going to use this. Actually, I'll leave it for now, because I might need to... Amber cloak. Yeah, definitely. And then I'll sell his original cloak. That sounds like a plan. Need to find an inn of some sort, or some place I can save my game. I think I save on the overworld, can't I? But I was hoping to recharge. Oh man. Okay, what a pain. He's moaning about the fact that there are monsters everywhere. Well, to be fair, mate, I would do the same if I were in your situation. Okay, now I'm gonna stop south of Belladam, and I'm going to save the game, and I'm gonna call it an evening there. It's been fun. It's been real yawl. It's been fun to just chill out, play a bit on the stream. I hope you've enjoyed watching me struggle my way through the Miasma Caves, but I figured it out in the end without a use of a guide, so I think I deserve, you know, some credit. I'm not a total idiot. Awesome. So I've played 4 hours and 53 minutes into what promises to be quite a long game. So I'm just gonna actually, on that topic here, I'm just gonna have a quick look on how long to beat. I use this website to track all my playtimes and stuff. You know, completed and whatever, you know, games. So Final Fantasy VI took me 34 hours and 42 minutes to complete, which, you know, I don't know how that compares to the average, but I did all the dragons. I think I was missing a few espers, but I did like as much side questing as I could within reason, you know. I don't want to miss out on any of the story, which I really enjoyed. I mean, just such a good game. Just has a lull in the middle where it gets a bit dull and you're not quite sure what you should be doing. It'd be nice if it was just tighter in terms of telling you where to go next. But let's have a look. So, Tales of Phantasia. Okay, so How Long to Beat tells us it should... Ooh, the sound's cracking up a bit. How Long to Beat's telling us that it should take us around 32 hours to finish the main story. And the main plus extras, which is roughly where I fall usually, is about 40 hours and 13 minutes. So that's where we're looking to aim, probably. And we've done almost, well, just over 10% of the game, so that's not too bad. It's exciting. So what I'll do is I'll call it there for an evening, and I'll wish you all a good night with this stirring music playing in the background. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next stream.